Welcome to Reho Adventures. Come along with us as we do some activities celebrating Martin Luther King Day. Most days we like to start out with watching CNN 10 on YouTube. It's a free news show that lasts about 10 minutes. It highlights a lot of the national and world news, but in an appropriate way for children. And so it doesn't take a whole lot of time, but it's a great way to start our morning with a little video. And that's what we are doing here. We're catching up on the latest episode. And then we are moving into some other videos. This one is The Legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. from Brainpop. You can find this on YouTube, free to watch, a couple minutes long, but it does a great job of concisely talking about why we celebrate Martin Luther King and other people that were instrumental in history during this time. Talking about segregation in a age appropriate way, talking about some of the issues that were of that time, but also still contemporary. And then this is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a leader and a hero. I believe this is from Scholastic. And so, also found on YouTube. I found these links through our Usborne quick links that was in our world history book that we have. We are huge fans of, now it's called Paper Pie, but we have a lot of Usborne books that we use just to supplement our curriculum and learning. So this talks about, again, age appropriate ways of talking about segregation, equal rights, civil rights, and then it's showing it in a kid-friendly video. And then here is part of his speech.
They will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Dr. King's words made people feel hopeful. When he spoke, the crowd cheered and clapped. Some people cried and hugged each other. They also believed the time had come for things to change. His dream helped other people dare to dream too.
And then we're moving on to one of America's greatest national monuments from YouTube. It's a video from the Smithsonian, and it talks about the actual monument that we will be building with our Art B curriculum.
Just as well as any of the founding fathers. His words are more about America than James Madison's or even Thomas Jefferson's. So in some ways, what we want to do is make sure that King is put within the sort of canon of those who have defined who we are as a people.
What you're going to be doing is, that's just a really sped up version, but you're going to be making the monument with the paper, okay?
And they are off. We are starting our monument by tracing the dotted lines, which is an outline of Martin Luther King Jr. from the monument. One thing I really enjoy about this curriculum is that on the teacher's page, it gives a snippet of information about the person, the holiday, in this case, the monument. It has a couple of famous quotes from him, and then it also gives some highlights. It does give some directions on how to complete the project, which I love because it makes the kids listen, which sometimes for boys with ADHD, that can be a little bit tricky. So it's great for listening skills, auditory skills. So you are supposed to trace on the dotted lines, color anything you'd like. The boys did decide to leave it white since in the video we saw the monument was white. So they didn't do a whole lot of coloring. You can cut on the solid lines and fold over any dashed lines to crease it. And that's what's going to make it 3D. And then paste matching black shapes together. So again, that's what helps it become 3D. And it's very self-explanatory, very easy. It looks a little complicated on the page, but once you start doing it, you really see what it's supposed to become. It definitely helps as well with the online little GIF that shows a little bit of how it's supposed to come together so you have an idea of what you're making. Very helpful. And so a teacher doesn't necessarily have to make one ahead of time, but I did one along with them just to kind of use as a guide, but also I enjoy crafting and doing things with them as well, so I didn't mind. You'll see in some of the video that both Elliot and Owen each separately made mistakes. So they cut instead of folded, so that was no problem. I had tape there just to correct any mistakes. And it was a good lesson in learning about direction following. So that was really pretty easy to correct. No big deal. And then we continued on. There were 3 separate pages for this. Each page was a separate part of the monument that you would fold and then stand up, and they each had words. So they traced the dotted words, which was great, especially for my 7-year-old who's still working on making his letters correctly. So that was great. And then you will see us moving on. That's the first part of it. So we've made the monument of Martin Luther King in the first page. The second page moves on to the sides of his monument. So that was really great. I had not realized there was a Martin Luther King monument in Washington, D.C. I went there as a kid and it was not there at the time. So it was definitely interesting for me to learn along with them. But here you see my 7-year-old and my 10-year-old using scissors. That is something that we try to do because it's great fine motor skills, and they're doing really good with it. My 7-year-old did get a little fatigued close to the end, so I would kind of come in and kind of help him speed up. But for the most part, they did it themselves. And then you can see those little shapes and dots there. All you do is glue one on top of the other to match them up, and it becomes 3D. It's so clever. So I'll let you keep on watching. And there you have it. We had a little celebration dance at the end there. They were really proud of themselves. At first, they weren't sure how it was going to look or how it was going to turn out, but we were really happy with the final product. We learned, we had fun, we did some activities, we danced, and It was great.